You know, your body doesn't feel... We have no memory of pain, do we? So you know that hurts, but you can't actually remember what hurt is. So that's how we can do it again.
Flooding on the roads on the last part of the course, so in 24 hours time it probably will be a bit more flooded. I've also thought about the shortcut and the river at the bottom. So when you do the shortcut, if you can't cross the river, you don't have to double all the way back, just bog trot or get out there. I think that is the safest way to do that. And also, if you're going to scratch, don't scratch at night, do it in the morning, it's always better. But let me know on WhatsApp, because I can't get signal other than the Wi-Fi. Not that you'll have signal anyway, but let me know. Otherwise everyone's mum will be phoning me saying the dot's gone over here and that sort of stuff. Alright? Good luck. It's going to be good.
Fine art, I think, you know, can be anything. Whether that's if you're riding your bike, that's your art. You know, it doesn't have to be just the painter. Art is riding a bike, or it can be a route, or how you ride your bike, or whatever it is. But that's, as long as, you know, it fits your métier.
Shocking. Fucking cold and windy, so oh my god, it's gonna be a tough day out there today.
But basically, it came about when a friend of mine died, actually put on events, and it's very inspiring, really, what he's doing. But then there's actually, because of what happened to him, it made me think about how these events could work that are, strangely, considering how it's perceived, safer than what was sort of going on. He was hit by a car while taking part in an event in Australia. So he put on an amazing event, the Transcontinental, and it's very inspiring. So for me, seeing what he was doing lit a spark in my head. It kind of, for me, it was like seeing that, and I was thinking, working with him and putting on an event, for me as a creative, it kind of linked things, like different parts of what I do. He was a sort of inspiration to sort of like to find a link between other bits of my life that it could become a complete thing.
Ja. 500 kilometer niet meer nodig, hoop ik. Tasjes gaan op de fiets. Nieuwe groep zit erop. Dus er zit een kleinere versnelling op. Mechanisch, want ik zag tijdens Tour Divide dat er veel renners problemen kregen met hun batterijen. We starten bij het meest afgelegen treinstation van Engeland, Corridor. 500 kilometer in 1 keer fietsen. We gaan om 10 uur 's ochtends starten, vrij laat. Maar ik hoop dus, want ik ben van plan om dus niet te gaan slapen. Want ja, ik sliep hier al slecht in vannacht. Ik kan nagaan als ik hier in een greppel ga liggen, een beetje verwaarloosd. Dus ik hoop morgenochtend voor het ontbijt weer binnen te zijn.
I've been told it's like flooding on the roads on the last part of the course. So in 24 hours time, it probably will be a bit more flooded. Don't scratch at night. Do it in the morning. It's always better. But let me know on WhatsApp, because I can't get signal other than the Wi-Fi. Not that you'll have signal anyway. Good luck. It's gonna be good.
Further is about me going out into the mountains or wherever I'm curious about and exploring and taking pictures and wanting to share that journey. I want people to come away from an event and think, wow, I can do that on a bike. There's sort of like, the bicycle enables you to see things, go places further than you probably realize it can. So it's about pushing what you would ordinarily do.
A voice of theirs, mellifluence, draconian will, superstition. Now go arise, awake your dead. An angel fell, one heaven sent. The Beaufort scale, measure the gales. I saw the world between two sails. The water climbed over the sky as miracles demystified. Oh, there was lost in the world. Yeah, I've been lost in the world. Just like you, when you told me all your dreams. dreams will come true. Will I hold you right, and they always do.
I came across this writer, this woman who wrote in the 1940s. She wrote about the living mountain, Nan Shepherd. And I was like, oh, amazing, sort of. You know, she lived and walked, and her whole life was about this sort of exploration of this area. And I was kind of blown away. And then coming here and looking at that area, I was like, you know, they've got the Cairngorms are these sort of like, when I was here in July drinking with these guys outside a Bossy one night, they're like, you know, there's more mountaineers that have been to there's more mountaineers that have climbed Everest and died in the Cairngorms and died on Everest. And I was like, strange. If you come up from the south, you come in from like real forest, like huge trees and all sort of arable landscape. But then you suddenly you go into these really rocky, barren valleys and quite large hills. I mean, they're not as large as the Pyrenees or the Alps, but they're still. It's like being in the peaks of those places. It reminds me of the Pyrenees, in like when you get real high in the Pyrenees and you're in amongst the peaks. It's almost like that, even though you're only like really low. But it's real, yeah. And you're really aware of like the weather, because it really sucks in the cold and the wet and the light. You can be like, oh God, this is awful, and then suddenly big sunbeam would come down and you're like, oh man, that's beautiful. It's this kind of constantly changing landscape, you know. It's not a fixed thing.
Cold. Yeah, start in the previous town. I fueled a lot, got a lot of food, so I'm ready for a few more hours. I broke my tail fin, so I had to stop a few times to sort it out, to fix it. But it seems like now it's okay. Chasing Lau.
Lorenz and Decker stopped in Tomatul. I don't know if they're going to keep going tonight or not. I want to do it under 30 hours, so we're 7.5 hours in, so long time to go. It's muddy. I went over the bar. It was great river crossing, really big one. Lots of like how do you call it, bog? It was awesome. But this bit, last bit, the road one was beautiful. I'm hoping that I get some more energy when the night will come.
Wat waren we vertrokken, hè?
Ja, het ging
we
echt
waren echt een tandem.
Gozer.
We waren in een tandem.
Maar ik dacht echt, we zijn voor 12 uur terug.
Ja, dat dacht ik ook. En toen kwamen we op een wat moeilijker stukje.
Gewoon wat moeilijker, dat was gewoon een fucking mountainbike.
Ja.
Die gozer, die rijdt een pool in, jongen. Slaat zo over de kop. Komt de volgende eraan, precies hetzelfde. Boom.
See you guys later.
Ja.
Cheers. Ja. Trappen.
Trouwens, een stiekem hotelletje geboekt.
Ik belde naar het hotel van, kun je alsjeblieft wat sandwiches op tafel leggen? Zeg ze, you're coming up here. You've seen the weather. It's fucking horrendous. Oké. Die gast net zegt, je weet wel dat het alarmnummer 121 is, hè? Oké. Nou, 4 uur trappen, dan hebben we een hotel, jongens. Hallo ligt voorop, hè?
Ja. Dat had ik niet anders.
Nee. Dan moet hij terug naar af.
Waarom gaat het licht nou niet aan? Ik heb hem opgeladen. Dan moet je alleen maar in mijn wiel blijven zitten. Jongens. Ik heb hem opgeladen hoor, niet voordat je niet denkt van hij heeft hem niet opgeladen.
Oh, godverdomme, 140 kilometer gefietst, man. Ik heb het idee dat ik de Ronde van Vlaanderen 2 keer op en neer heb gedaan.
Hé, kijk.
Lekker grap.
Ik had hem ook echt opgeladen. Ik heb het ook toen gecontroleerd, zeg maar. Niks voor mij eigenlijk.
Dan zit je bij helemaal niet. Kijk, go.
Oké.
Toll is like a town furthest north, and I went down that. I got beaten back and went to Toll, and I stayed in the pub till they kicked me out, and then I slipped on like a rugby pitch or something in the village, and then the next day it's bad. And the road, so I take the road down. I literally was like pushing my bicycle down the mountain because the winds were so bad, and I was like, this place is fucking wild. So I guess it's a little bit about trust, that people trust that, okay, I might do something that's unexpected, but I'm also going back to that, like, I'm actually trying to be safe, which sounds ironic considering you've got these rivers you cross, or these, but I'm actually trying to create an event that's not just a crazy route for a crazy route's sake, you know, which is often can happen, and it does happen. I'm always trying to think, how can I push people without killing them?
It's night, dinner ready. A few more hours in the dark and bloody rain. It's cold, but when it's cold the only way is just ride. There's nothing better you can do. The thing is updated, I think. Then we have routes updates on the way. Trying to bridge is broken, doesn't work, so
There are new routes.
this the route update is in the WhatsApp.
Oh, really?
You see, he didn't know.
Je gaat 6 kilometer wandelen waar je een uur over doet.
Oh, die zit daar achter mij.
Ja.
Ja.
Deze onder je regenjas? Ja, maar wel.
Hi, good evening. This is Stefan Bolt.
Hi there.
Hi. I think,
We're going to be a little later.
yeah, we're gonna be a little later.
Okay. Kom.
Pretty nasty coming down this. So that's the path coming down there. I reckon we'll see them soon.
Mostly that, for me, that all the riders have come back and it's been a good trip. You know, they've gone, yeah, I've got something from that. More than just ticking off. Kind of, it's like if you got something from it and you've like, yeah, that was beautiful, then that's a success. So it's like, there's more people come back saying, oh shit, then I'll be like, that's not a success, it wasn't a success.
Now, just behind him is probably about 5 or 10 metres, I think, max. Just popped out. Oh, just in front of the moment, but Neil's on his wheel. So it'll be a full-on sprint finish.
They're not going fast.
Did you mark out a finish line to do
I
a
didn't
bike?
think I needed a finish line. I can't believe having to do this. No!
Fucking hell. You knew about those trees, hè? You bastard. Ik heb verhalen, joh, echt. Ik ga ze opschrijven, want ik kan ze niet eens... Weet je wat ik vanochtend heb gedaan? Vanaf 7 uur, half 8. Ik had en geen telefoon en geen wahoo. Toen heb ik in zo'n oud... Toen heb ik bij 3 mensen aangebeld en ze waren niet echt gastvrij. Ze zeiden, gaan we naar het postkantoor. Toen heb ik in zo'n oude telefooncel staan wachten totdat deze gast langskwam. Zodat ik zeg maar wel de route had. Het duurde 1,5 uur, heb ik in een telefooncel gestaan vanochtend. Ik heb gisteravond, was mijn handschoenen verloren, kijk. Dankjewel Helena. Ik zat dus gisteravond om 11 uur in een pub. Met hele gastvrije schotten en ik begon te rillen. En ze knipte zo de handschoenen stuk. Ze zegt, dit zijn jouw handschoenen. Hier heb ik Veurne mee gereden. Maar ja, wat een evenementje hoor. Het is echt zo zwaar. Stevie en Thomas gaan vanavond ook nog niet thuis zijn. Denk ik. Dus op het laatste kom je ook niet zomaar binnengerold, zeg maar.
Nee. Dus het is nog 68 kilometer, eerste lange klim op de weg. Ja, en dan die laatste 50 is gewoon.
Rol je binnen.
De laatste 50 is. Er zit ook nog een stuk asfalt tussen van het ene naar het andere kutsegmeter.
Misschien een hotelletje pakken daar. Denk jij? Als we echt een goed hotelletje zien.
Dan moeten we Lauwe bellen om te vragen wat hij geregeld heeft aan hostel. Of dat een beetje of standaard is.
Ja.
Anders gaan we gewoon nog een hotelletje doen. Een hotelletje 5 kilometer voor de
Ik merk ook echt wel dat wij tot elkaar komen.
Weightlessness, no gravity. We're somewhere in between. I'm a ghost to you, you're a ghost to me. A bird's eye view, San Luis. Oh, highway boys all sleeping in, with their dirty mouths and broken strings. Other eyes are shining like the sea for you, the Queen of San Luis. I'm a ghost to you, you're a ghost to me, a bird's eye view, San Luis. Cutting through the avenues, I'd always find my way to you. Beside the hook, the hammer lies. And fumbling round in the smoke, spending time chasing ghosts. Hold me down, child. Hold me down, child. California, call you queen, with your golden hair and magazine.
It's not like I earn a vast fortune from it, or it's one of the things I do. I have the photography as well. That's part of my, but it's taking up more time. Like I'm now up to 3 events. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of time. Maybe I'll get other people involved rather than just like me. I do have some friends, obviously, that give me support, and the community gives me support. But like this event, it's sort of like I'm watching dots, and then You know, it was me that was sort of like up all night. This year's in Scotland's great. We got like Laurens, and then we got sort of like local riders, complete spectrum of cycling community, and I like that. That's good. I think that's, you know, for various reasons. But how do I keep that small, raw, real event? It's difficult. It's like, do you grow it? If I grew it to like 300 people, then it becomes a different thing. I'm always about, you know, you go to that. I went to that gig in the early days. I like the band in the early days before they went commercial. How do you keep the early days without, you know, being seen as selling out to the man? We have no memory of pain, do we? So you know that hurts, but you can't actually remember what hurt is. That's so we can do it again.
Strange world to live in, bitter and confusing. I'm glad that I found you and your love.
I feel like we both knew what Scotland could be like and the type of routes that were occurring, but just like the relentless rain was just so hard.
Like, it was fun and challenging. Like, there were some bits that were really fun, just like smooth gravel paths, just zooming down, and then just brutal, like boggy paths as well. So
your love.
The range was rough and tough and hardcore. I mean, there was a lot of unexpected challenge for me. I have to admit I completely underestimated it. When it's coming to the end, when things become actually the hardest of the event itself, and that's the moment where you're like more tired and where you're dreaming of an easy end, and it's not. I would say hardcore. It was a proper hardcore event. I mean, you have to approach this with a different mindset, I think.
Holy shit. Yeah, I think took it a bit too fast in the beginning, rookie mistake, I know. Then too many different things, took the dump somewhere, didn't wake up from that.
Heb ik ook wel lekker rijden hier.
Ja, ja. Ja, we hadden veel meer weg verwacht.
Ja. En
Hij
of
had
zo,
ons gefopt.
misschien
Hij
nog
had ons
even die Roubaix of die Ethos
Ja.
die een half jaar geleden
Stel je
zijn
voor.
al. De Ethos.
Ja, de Roubaix. Ik was echt heel blij met mijn 51 achter. Nou, het parcours was zoals altijd weer veel zwaarder dan gedacht. Zwaar onderschat. Camille had weer een aantal verrassingen voor ons in petto. Steile klimmetjes, veel meer gravel dan verwacht, veel meer stenen. Ik heb vrij weinig in het lichtstuurtje kunnen liggen. Die hele further had ik verwacht als... Hij stond op de website aangegeven als 600 kilometer weg, 100 kilometer offroad. Maar ik voelde al een beetje nattigheid. Dus ik dacht, nou ik ga toch voor iets af, zeg maar. Want in het voorjaar zei ik nog tegen Thomas, misschien kan het wel op de Roubaix of op de Ethos. Toch heel blij dat ik voor de STR gekozen heb met 12 speed. Waardoor ik zeg maar al die steile klimmetjes, nou makkelijk wil ik niet zeggen, maar wel in ieder geval opkwam.